From a rare tornado in Myanmar that destroyed this tiny village, and a lucky Florida man who narrowly avoided a flying tree, to a record-breaking windstorm in China that peeled off these roofs, and a terrified woman trapped on the top floor of a flooded mall. Here are more of the scariest storm moments caught on camera. Ocala, Florida is a mid-sized city about 40 miles south of Gainesville in Marion County. It's home to over 60,000 people, including one homeowner who likes to sit under his gazebo and smoke while watching the rain. He wasn't about to let this June 10th storm ruin his routine. Then, Mother Nature reminded him that routines don't mean anything to her. Let's see that again in slow motion. Our homeowner seems to notice the tree at the last possible second. You can see him spin around in his chair and brace for impact. Then, the tree snaps in half and nearly crushes the left side of his gazebo. Whoever built or sells these things should use this clip as promotional material. Their gazebos are so sturdy that they can withstand the force of a falling tree. Thankfully, the homeowner was okay and the damage didn't seem too bad. The video was posted by the man's wife, who credits the gazebo with saving her husband's life. It was July 17th of 2024. A mother and daughter were in a parking garage in Shangqiu, China, when an intense rainstorm settled over the city. Worried that the lower level would flood and ruin their car, the pair rushed to the nearest elevator and tried taking it down. Then, the doors locked and the elevator stopped moving. Before they knew it, they were up to their ankles in rainwater, and nobody was coming to help them. We're sorry if this next clip unlocks a new fear. According to the women, panic set in when the call button stopped working. They were trapped on the elevator for about an hour before emergency workers finally arrived and pried the doors open. Thankfully, the water hadn't risen enough to threaten their lives. Maybe next time, they'll forget about the car and do their best to stay above ground. Agoy, Russia is a small coastal village on the Black Sea in Krasnodar Krai. They thrive on tourism thanks to its beaches and resort hotels. But if you plan on visiting, make sure you keep an eye on the weather. On August 3rd of 2025, a powerful waterspout came ashore in Agoy, lifting anything that wasn't bolted down and hurling it toward frightened vacationers. They couldn't believe their eyes when this small catamaran caught about 50 feet of air.
Вай, пошло бунгало! Офигеть, оно подорвало!
Look how close the catamaran came to striking this beachgoer. Had that awning not been there, they would have easily met the business end of a propeller. In hindsight, they should have stayed put instead of running into the open. Thankfully, nobody was hurt during the storm, though the strong winds did cause some significant damage to the beachfront infrastructure. According to reports, the area was under a 3-day storm warning after Russian weather officials warned of possible tornadoes. Naypyidaw is the capital of Myanmar and the third largest city in the country. In 2025, a catastrophic earthquake claimed thousands of lives while destroying roughly 80% of all government buildings. 2 years prior, a deadly tornado tried to do the same thing. The twister touched down on April 21st of 2023 on the southern outskirts of Naypyidaw near 2 rural villages. Watch as this cameraman braves the storm to show us what the carnage was like from the ground. The Myanmar tornado claimed 8 lives that day and injured over 100 others. It leveled over 200 homes, tore up countless trees, and destroyed 2 Buddhist monasteries. According to a local charity managing the recovery efforts, the 40-minute tornado didn't spare anybody. Every home and building near ground zero was damaged, and the restoration could take months, if not longer. Local weather experts claim that these types of tornadoes are rare in Myanmar. Typically, they'll see smaller storms spin up shortly before the monsoon season. None are ever this powerful and rarely cause serious damage. Perhaps this 2023 twister was a warning of worse things yet to come. Fuxin, China is a prefecture-level city of 1.6 million people in Liaoning province. When it comes to natural disasters, residents typically worry about monsoons, landslides, and flash flooding. Powerful tornadoes, which are relatively rare in northern China, aren't usually top of mind. On June 1st of 2023, one of those rare storms touched down on the city's suburban outskirts, causing severe damage to buildings, farms, and vehicles along its path. This clip compilation provides a few different perspectives on the day's events.
我操！我操！这什么玩意儿？把那抓了，我太都搞摔了。快走！大龙点不？
把这电动车给那车整的，哎呀妈，看看来仇了，看看，哎呦我妈呀，这谁家电动车刮飞了？看那树，你快来上这儿瞅来。可好了，你看，哎呦我。
龙卷风看了吗？这家伙受灾面积老大了，通通的。
Reports indicate that most of the damage was concentrated around Shihuang village, where 40 single-story homes were damaged. Meanwhile, over on Jianqian Street, another 70 homes and multi-story buildings showed signs of tornado damage after the storm. According to some weather experts, the tornado had enough suction power to grab a lightweight vehicle and throw it across the street. We almost saw that here when the storm attempted to flip this SUV. Strong twisters might be rare in China, but that doesn't mean they're impossible. On June 24th of 2025, Rongjiang County in Guizhou, China, suffered what some experts call a 30-year flood, a flood so catastrophic that it only happens once every 30 years. It began when relentless rain battered the mountainous province of Guizhou for the better part of a week. Rivers swelled and burst their banks, causing torrents of murky water to flood the streets. Low-lying businesses like the Changchi Plaza shopping mall never stood a chance. The flood came on so quickly that first-floor shop owners couldn't save their stock. They lost several $1,000s worth of merchandise, which, for some, could easily upend their entire business. China is no stranger to catastrophic floods. However, some scientists warn that climate change could lead to more frequent events. Once every 30 years could become once every 20, 10, or 5. Some floods could also trigger black swan events, like dam collapses, which could have unprecedented consequences on the surrounding area. Tornadoes might be rare in China, but powerful straight-line windstorms are all too common. On April 30th of 2025, one of those storms swirled over Yuncheng, the southernmost prefecture-level city in Shanxi province. The record-breaking storm saw wind speeds reach upwards of 29.5 meters per second, or roughly 66 miles per hour. The wind was strong enough to peel rooftops like tin cans and blanket the streets below in debris. To make things worse, the windstorms carried walls of dust and sand through the city, bringing visibility in some areas down to zero. The town was in chaos until it cleared, with most people hoping a roof didn't fall on top of their car. Northern China had been bracing for an event like this since early April, when typhoon-like gales were forecasted to stem from a cold vortex over Mongolia. Flights and sporting events were cancelled, high-speed trains were shut down, and roughly 22 million people were warned to avoid the open roads. Despite shattering previous wind speed records in Yuncheng, this storm didn't cause any severe injuries. Unfortunately, we couldn't pinpoint the full extent of the damage. Imagine looking up at the sky and seeing a swarm of frozen billiard balls falling toward you. That was the scene on April 18th of 2024 in BGA, China, when a severe hailstorm fell upon the city. While most people were safe indoors, others found themselves stranded outside. According to the local weather board, hail was reported across 23 cities in Guizhou province from 2 p.m. on April 18th to around 7 p.m. on the 19th. In some places, the hail was so heavy that the stones overwhelmed the drainage systems, leading to extensive flooding in street-level buildings. Many stones measured around 2.7 inches in diameter, or roughly the size of an egg. They were heavy enough to shatter windshields and poke holes in thin roofs. Thankfully, these people were safe under their heavy-duty umbrellas. Lightning is Mother Nature's most recurrent spectacle, with over 3 million flashes around the world each day. That's about 44 strikes per second, strikes that superheat the air to over 50,000 degrees and travel roughly 270,000 miles per hour. For comparison, that's 1,200 times faster than a bullet train and about 100 times faster than an actual bullet. On April 18th of 2024, a homeowner in Zunyi City, China, nearly fell off his couch when a sonic boom blasted through his house. By the time he stepped outside, the culprit was long gone. Let's see that again frame by frame. The superheated bolt lights up the area like it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Everything goes white, and then a fireball emerges at the point of impact. Sparks rain like a 4th of July firework and quickly dissipate on the wet ground. The shock is so powerful that it triggers the man's car alarm and damages the roof next door. According to the homeowner, the lightning bolt struck a deserted home that his uncle used to own. Allegedly, his uncle went missing 12 years prior, and the house has been vacant ever since. Was this a cryptic message from the spirit world, or a random coincidence in rural China? We'll let you be the judge. Chachoengsao, Thailand is a small province east of Bangkok with a history dating back to the mid-15th century. Since then, it has seen its fair share of powerful rain and windstorms. That trend continued in late April of 2023, when the destructive force of rough summer weather tore through the area. On April 28th, a rural garage made of rope and light lumber was put to the ultimate test when tornado-like winds passed over the area. Needless to say, it failed miserably.
Look เห็บตกด้วยเหี้ยลอกไปลูกเห็บแม่งตกเลยอ่ะแม่งพายุของแท้เนี่ยเอาเข้าไปไว้ทำใหม่อีกทีนี้
The storm was terrifying, said the property owner. And while he was upset about the shed, he was thankful that his family's home wasn't blown away. The windstorm was part of a record-breaking heat wave that settled over the Asia-Pacific region. Temperatures climbed to 45 degrees Celsius, or 113 degrees Fahrenheit, making it the worst April heat wave in Asian history, according to local weather experts. It was so hot that parts of Bangkok lost power due to the high number of running fans and AC units. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more just like it, be sure to click the link on screen now. With that, thank you all for watching, and we hope to see you in the next one.